Madin Mazimba, I'm back again. So I was minding my own business this Saturday, scrolling down on Twitter. Then I came across this tweet, and it got me thinking, and it made me realize that there's still a lot of work that needs to be done for a lot of people to start giving local artists the respect that they now deserve. And this tweet sort of sums up the perceptions of a lot of people, a lot of Zimbos, because over the years I've been seeing a couple of posts on social media of people sort of like shunning local artists. It seems as if they feel that local artists are not yet ready, for the big stages, which is something which really affects me because I'm a huge fan of the local arts industry. And I have to say, over the past decade, at the level of creativity, the quality of the music, the quality of the videos, the level of innovation, it has improved greatly. And I truly believe that we are now at a point whereby we can now not compete on the global scene, we can now compete on the continental scene. Now, this tweet came at the back of the recently held VicForce Carnival, where, not compared to all the other editions, I think since the first edition of the VicForce Carnival, this edition had the most local artists on the roster, and it got a lot of people talking. For a number of them, for quite a majority of them, they were just slandering the local artists that were there because their favorite was not selected. But you know what? Not every artist can go and perform. You cannot have all of the artists going to perform at the VicForce Carnival. Only a few will be selected. And one crazy thing that I noticed was that on that tweet, I got to see a couple of local artists who sort of like liked and retweeted that tweet, which is quite crazy because if this not was a success, probably going forward, Hidden Culture will be like, we want to get more local artists on board. But you are one of those people who's pushing Kuti. This shouldn't happen. Local artists should not be given such a platform. But probably next year you'll be the one who will be selected. So it was quite crazy seeing some local creatives, supporting such a notion. Because I believe we should be at one, trying to push the local arts further. So that was quite embarrassing from some of those guys who liked and tweeted that. And also having not those many local artists not at the VicForce Carnival, it was sort of something that happened by chance, mainly because of this COVID era. So Hidden Culture, like every other organization, they sort of suffered financially from the COVID era. So having local acts perform, they're sort of like the best alternative when it comes financially, because when an artist is performing in their own country, they charge less than when you are going to perform outside. So having local artists perform was sort of like a good financial move. And it also gives them a platform whereby they can assess going forward, should we include more local acts? And they'll be judging by the performances, the reception by the people, by those patrons who attended the VicForce Carnival. And going back to that tweet, this led me to do some digging in terms of carnivals. And one thing that I realized that for quite a lot of the carnivals, nearly all of the carnivals, the major goal of the carnival is to celebrate a certain culture of the people in that nation where the carnival is held, a certain part of their history, a certain unique tradition that they have. So because of that, you get to see, I looked at the rosters of quite a lot of the carnivals over the years, and you get to see the majority of the artists that are given the platform to perform are always local. Because someone who's local, they've experienced that certain culture, they have that certain history that you are trying to celebrate. So a lot of the organizers, they put local artists on front. Yes, you get to see one or two foreign big artists that come maybe as headliners, but the majority of the artists that get to perform, they are from that country, because you want to celebrate a certain aspect of your heritage that someone from outside cannot do for you. So if you look at it in that way, now you get to wonder, why is it as Zimbos we don't want our local artists to be the ones who are going to showcase for us? For those people they need to experience what Zim is like, and how better can you experience what Zim is like besides hearing the local music, drinking the local beer, Zambezi, enjoying the local cuisines, because that's what it means. I've been in a carnival in Zimbabwe, I've experienced things the Zimbabwean way. But I will not try to rush and go and slander the organizers of the VicForce Carnival, because I'm yet to understand from Hidden Culture, Jason Leroux and team, what's their main goal for this carnival? What is it they are trying to achieve? Because maybe we must try to force them to put local artists, put local artists, but what they are trying to do is not in line with that. But for me, I was quite fortunate to attend the 2018 edition, and one thing that I sort of realized that the VicForce Carnival is sort of like a day long house party. And I remember coming back, I was telling my friends, if you're a fan of house music, the Vic Force Carnival is for you. So for me this year, when they announced the roster full of DJs, I was never not shocked, because I know those are the main people that will be performing. It's more like I've said, a 3-day long house party. Now going back to that tweet now, which says no one is trying to attend the carnival filled with local artists. Now for me, I have to say, the local arts industry is now quite a lot of depth in various genres, and for me, it is possible for us to host a carnival which will be successful only with local acts. You just need to have a well curated list. And when you're going to shows such as Carnival, given the experience that I got there, it was a 3-day long house party with those intervals whereby you get some very beautiful live performances, which means we have some very, very able DJs in this nation. We have guys such as Night Freak, who's now really making waves on the continental, in the deep house Afrotech kind of scene. And he's one of those guys who can definitely hold his own on the decks. We have guys such as Rhyme Synth, we have DJ King here, we have Reverb 7, and these guys, they are proven. They can really hold their own when it comes to the decks. They can really rock a party. And then when you go to the live performances, the year that I went, 2018, there was Freshly Ground, and they were amazing. They delivered an amazing performance. And I get to feel when you go to a carnival, it's not about who's the most popular, but it's about who can give you a memorable experience. And we have a lot of artists who can fill into that gap. We have bands such as Mkumba, we have bands such as Mbewe and the Modzi Tribe, Jembe Monks, Hope Masike. These people, these artists, they can perform for a diverse crowd. Because the reason why I say a well-curated list is that there are some artists which we know they are better when performing for a crowd which knows their song. They are better when performing for a crowd which speaks the same language as them. But those artists who Torah and put them in a diverse crowd, in a crowd whereby no one can understand or comprehend Shona, those people, they definitely struggle. But then the artists that I've mentioned, like Adam Kumba, they can rock any crowd because they understand the art of a live performance is good. It's not about having the people sing along, but it's about having the people enjoy music, especially music that you've never heard, and you end up dancing to that music. And that's one of the benefits of performing for such a diverse crowd, because if you deliver a fantastic performance, your brand will grow. People start looking for you. Even if they don't understand what you're singing about, they will love you because you've put up a memorable performance. So we have a lot of artists, not I just mentioned those 4, but we have a lot of artists who can come in, especially in those intervals whereby there is need for the good live performers. We have a lot of artists in Zimbabwe. And in terms of the DJs, like I've mentioned, we have many DJs. And given we are now going to host a fully local carnival, you get to see more and more DJs will come. You see there are more people who are able, but right now there is no platform where they can go and showcase. So I truly believe it is very much possible for us to have a carnival which is full of local artists, especially like, for example, that Vic Force Carnival, which is full of local artists, but the attendance will still be high, the people will still have a very good time. But yes, it would be good to have probably 1 or 2 foreign artists just to put in the flavor. But like I've said, it is quite possible. So it's one of those things I was just moved when I saw that tweet. I just thought, I just need to come and share my thoughts, my views with you. But I truly believe, right now we have a lot of depth in our local music arts industry. The quality, the level of creativity is greatly improved, and our local acts are very much now capable to be not on the continental, on the global scene. So go in the comment section, tell me what you think. Do you think local acts are now ready for the global, for the continental scene? So I'll be very much looking forward to hearing all of your thoughts down in the comment section. And after that, just like the video, subscribe to the channel. See you again next time.